Well, on paper, it looked like a game that could be a scary SEC opener. Ole Miss 13-0, number 22 in the country. Tennessee 10-3, number 5 in the country. Throw out all the numbers. This was an absolute shellacking. Jonas Adu just scored again. Tennessee wins at 90-64. We're talking basketball. We're talking football next on the Volunteer Club Locker Room, powered by Spyre Sports. This is the Players Show. So this is a tough transition, if you will. We go from football to basketball. We kick Chris Brown out. We bring T. Jones live in. Tony Jones, former Tennessee basketball assistant coach. What are you doing these days?
Oh, I'm at Johnson University. I'm an associate head coach at Johnson University. Used to be called Johnson Bible College.
Okay.
We're playing really well right now.
And you went there and they took Bible out of the name?
Exactly. we won 7 straight conference games.
Okay.
We doing an excellent job. Got a great staff. Logan Sharp is the head coach. Yeah. I'm his associate head coach. He's from Alcoa, so
sure.
our relationship goes way back. But Brandon Perry has done an outstanding job building a program. Dave Serrano is our baseball coach, and Brian Lahon does a great job with our women's basketball team.
There we go. I'll send the bill to Johnson University there, Johnson College, for the ad you just did. Okay, we're going to get to basketball here in a few minutes, but because we've got some players in studio, we're going to get to that in the second segment. So hang with us for a little bit. Jason Swain here. Let's go back to the Citrus Bowl just a little bit. The Nico. I still can't say his last name, really.
Yeah, Maliava.
Thank you very much. His coming out party has started.
Oh, absolutely. As good as advertised, probably a little bit better. There was no surprise that he played the way he played. Maybe the rushing touchdowns, but his poise in the pocket, his accuracy, his mobility, I mean, he was phenomenal. Now you have to find a way to protect him for the 2024 season, but he was great.
Tony, where I want to transition with you on this as the basketball guy, you were part of Bruce Pearl's staff. You had a number of very highly recruited basketball players over the years that you've connected with. The expectations for Nico, how do you manage the reality versus the dream of what he can be?
Well, I probably would get back to a guy like Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris was a McDonald's All-American. We recruited him. His parents said, Coach, he's only going to be there for 1 year. He's going to be one and done. You have to put him in a position to be successful. I know with Nico, obviously I'm a Vol for life, and I'm a big football fan, and I was just impressed with his speed. His ability to read defenses, and his ability to do things when he's expected. He's got a lot of pressure on him, Jason, to perform, and he did that on a big stage.
Yeah, when you have recruiting services these days, you have these 4- and 5-star players, and so many expectations are put on them by these services, and they feel like they have to live up to these high standards when they get in, and some guys can't do it. Well, Nico can do it because he's humble. Yeah. I think he has a really good circle around him. He's down to earth. He's a really, really good leader. Now it's about surrounding him with as much talent as possible so that way he doesn't feel that pressure.
With that said, the transfer portal has changed how everything is done in college athletics. Jason, I'll stick with you on this. Yeah, obviously you had some offensive linemen coming in this weekend. Is that the place that you start of where Tennessee needs to fill some holes with Mincy leaving?
You saw those 6 sacks, didn't you?
I saw
from Iowa. Yeah. So, I mean, you have to protect your assets, and Nico is a big asset.
He is an asset.
Yeah, absolutely. And so you want to surround him with guys that can protect him, guys that can make plays for him on the outside. Offensive lineman is #1 priority.
Tony, I'll ask you this in the sense, I'm going to keep connecting the dots between football and basketball, but coaching is coaching and programs are programs. How does the transfer portal change things now versus the way it might have been a few years back when you were over at UT?
It's free agency right now. That's what it is. It's straight free agency. And the thing about a college basketball program, whether it's football, basketball, whatever, it's about retention. It's about bringing the guys back that you need to come back, and you don't want them to leave. Now, if that does occur, where somebody thinks the grass is greener on the other side, then you have this avenue called the transfer portal. You have to really research it, and you have to put your coaches in line to get out there and beat the bushes.
Would you have coached differently? Would you have coached differently? Is there a guy that you can think of that you would have coached differently, knowing that he would have had more of an opportunity to leave and go to college basketball or football's version of free agency? Because you can't coach them as hard now, can you?
No, but you know, back when I was at UT, I had guys like Chris Lofton, and Chris Lofton was a great kid.
Sure.
And Kentucky missed on him. A kid from Maysville, Kentucky.
Oh, here we go. We're reunited, and you're taking shots at Kentucky again already.
And Kentucky missed on him.
Yeah.
But a kid like Chris Lofton, after he was SEC Player of the Year his sophomore year, he could have put himself in the portal and been recruited by North Carolina, Duke, and the like.
The good thing about the portal for coaches is, hey, let's say you evaluate a player, he's not as good as you thought he was going to be.
You can get rid of him.
You can get rid of him and bring in some new talent. So I mean, the portal works both ways. Yeah, you have players leaving, and you have to change how you coach them. But if you miss on your eval, you can go get somebody else.
You got an out now.
Absolutely.
So it's free agency for the coaches as well.
Absolutely.
You can say go somewhere else. All right, speaking of that, let's put the QR code up. If you'd like to support the initiative that is the NIL at Tennessee, you can scan the QR code, be a member of the Volunteer Club. About 4,000 members right now, shooting for 10,000 in 2024. It's a lofty goal, but I think we can get there. Scan the code, become a member today. We're going to transition fully over to basketball. We've got a team that's top 5 in the country. Boy, they look like it on Saturday. We'll talk about Rick Barnes' team coming up next on the Locker Room.
The Volunteer Club Locker Room is brought to you by the Volunteer Club. Real Vol fans are members of the Volunteer Club. Food City, Exterior Home Solutions, Lincoln Memorial University, Glass Doctor, and Garza Law.
Attention shoppers, don't forget to ask our certified butchers for great recipe tips.
This is an authentic butcher shop, where meat is hand-cut in-store, beef is ground fresh daily, and expert advice from a certified butcher is always free of charge.
Free advice? That's what I call value. The quality I crave, the value I count on.
Nobody does food like Food City.
Abraham Lincoln knew the power of an open door. He invited the public into the White House throughout his presidency because he understood open doors lead to new possibilities, new opportunities, and new discoveries. At LMU, our mission is to open doors for every student who comes here, so they can become everything they're meant to be. Come discover how we can open doors for you.
You know, life happens, and damage to your home can be extremely stressful. That's why it's important to find someone who offers efficient, quality work with financing options. Exterior Home Solutions, they value not only family, but community. And they're who I call when life happens, and you should too.
Reach for the power with Dynabody Fitness. New Dynabody equipment is manufactured right here in Tennessee and shipped all over the country. Custom built, rugged, and guaranteed for life. Visit Dynabody.com and experience the difference.
Safety, integrity, reliability. More people trust the Joe Newbert family to return their vehicle back to its original condition or better. Only Joe Newbert Collision Centers offer pickup and delivery, worry-free insurance claim handling, and guaranteed repairs for as long as you own your vehicle. Insist on locally owned Joe Newbert Collision Centers. And drive safely out there.
Your roof, it's the most important protection against nature for your home or your business. That's why I trust the experts at Exterior Home Solutions.
All right, Garza Law play of the week. Okay, before we move on, I mean, it looked so easy, did it not? Nico, one of his 3 touchdowns, and just hands it over. Said, well, have a good year next year. We'll see who joins him out of the portal. Tennessee, a 35-0 win over Iowa in the Citrus Bowl. By the way, that's why Swain said during the break, why are you wearing the orange jacket? Okay, 35-0 over Iowa, 90-64 over Ole Miss. It's a great time to pull out the orange jacket off mothballs.
Yeah, football team and basketball team, blowing opponents out. So, yeah, look good in it today.
Good time. Let's talk about this basketball team, because when you watch them, my wife and I went to the game on Saturday, and there's a man next to us, and he said, this is as good a basketball team as I've seen at Tennessee in years. Would you agree, and if so, why? And if not, why not?
I agree. I watched them play against Ole Miss, and I watched the Norfolk State game also. But the way they dismantled Ole Miss as far as disrupting them on their offense, this is probably one of the best defensive teams I've ever seen. And I wouldn't say that if I didn't believe
you don't mince your words like Pat Summitt.
I mean, ZZ gets after people
Sure.
on the defensive end. Connect is now connecting with Rob Barnes as far as what he wants him to do defensively, and Edu and Josiah James is just playing really well. I was really impressed with him.
Yeah, Josiah's playing his best basketball right now. He's healthy. Jonas is playing his best basketball right now. Yeah. Offensively, defensively. I mean, he was a shot blocker his entire career, but now he's a guy that you can throw the ball to in the post, so he can go get buckets with either hand. We got shot making. We got Z, who is healthy. I mean, this team is special.
Key takeaways from the game against Ole Miss on Saturday, Tony, if you can see the numbers there. What jumps out and grabs you out of those numbers? It's got to be the rebounding.
Oh, definitely. To out-rebound the team with 2 7-footers, Cisse and Sharp, I mean, them 2 huge dudes. I recruited Sharp. And then, Murray and Morrell are very good players. And then Flanagan, the transfer from Auburn, is a very good player. They disrupted everything Ole Miss wanted to do. I got so much respect for Chris Beard, a great coach, was at Texas, went to the Final Four at Texas Tech. And for his team to be distracted like that on the defensive end is really impressive.
How about Edu?
He's been great. I mean, the rebounds stand out for sure. I mean, rebounding is all, want to, but the free throws, I look at that too. When Tennessee has lost games they shouldn't have lost, you look at the free throw discrepancy. You look at Tennessee not getting to the free throw line enough. Yeah. Tennessee was 80-something%. Toby Awaka is 74% right now. Last year he was 46%. So we get into the line, we're making them, we're aggressive. Guys are playing the best ball.
To me, those teams that make a run in March are the teams that they have enough good players that when a player has an off game, which happens, it happens, you got enough other players that it doesn't just kill you that somebody's got an off day. That's what you see on this team. I mean, Meshack comes in the other day and lights it up.
Great player. I mean, a consummate combo guard. I mean, he can handle the basketball. He can guard 2 through 4. Awaka is just a beast inside. Yeah. I mean, they run duck ends for him, and ZZ gets him the ball on point, on time, and then Gainey is a bucket getter. He's a guy that's out there hunting the shots, and if you got those 3 guys, they have a rotation. They have a rotation right now of 8 guys, and in my estimation, those 8 guys could compete with anybody in the country, Jason.
Coach, how important is it for guys to start in their role? You see a bunch of these players like Meshack. He understands his role, and he's comfortable starring in his role.
Hey, 30 seconds there, long-winded. Okay, we got a break to get to. I know you.
Well, Tennessee has a great coaching staff. Rick Barnes and Coach Gainey, Clark and Polinsky. Those guys have sat each and every one of those guys down in individual meetings, and they have been told, this is what we expect of you, and then we got an opportunity to do something special, and everybody is bought in.
Okay, I want to bring in a couple of young guys, and these are guys that right now are outside that 8-man rotation. These are guys that are learning. We've got JP Estrella and Cade Phillips are here. Cade, I'm going to start with you first off. In a game like Saturday, where it's that kind of atmosphere, what do you learn, or what does Coach Barnes want you to learn so when it's your turn, you're ready to jump in there?
Man, just the intensity of SEC basketball, it really does just mean more. He sat down and talked to us after the game the other day and really just broke it down to us and showed us like what was really that much different about these other games we've been playing. So just the intensity, the physicality, and how much it really means to these older guys who have been here for so long and how hard they play for how long.
Okay. And JP, watching the Norfolk State game, in the first half you came in and you played with the first group, and I seen you ran the floor and you were looking for Connect to pass you that ball so you can get that slam. How important is it for you to get some reps in with the first team?
I think it's just as important as being with any lineup. Just getting on the floor, getting that experience, because every second on that court matters, every possession matters, and playing with those older guys that play 25, 30 minutes a game, being with them, learning from them on the on-court, it just helps so much. And, playing with DK, Santi, Josiah, Jonas, all those older guys, like I said, just helps so much in those individual roles.
Yeah, it's so different now. COVID gave everybody an extra year or 4, so you've got guys out there in their mid-20s now. It's true. All right, let's take a break. Food City player perspective when we come back. Jason Swain over in the hot seat when we come back.
The Volunteer Club Locker Room is brought to you by Ted Russell Ford, KOC, the official orthopedic partner of University of Tennessee Athletics, Better Mattress, Commercial Bank, Pilot, and KnoxvilleSmiles.com.
Life happens, and damage to your home can be extremely stressful. That's why it's important to find someone who offers efficient, quality work with financing options. Exterior Home Solutions, they value not only family, but community. And they're who I call when life happens, and you should too.
At Typical Insurance, you're just another senior.
That is the 3rd health insurance commercial with seniors at a farmer's market.
Right? Don't get me wrong, I love a fresh heirloom, but it's like those companies think we're all the same.
That's why I chose Humana. Before I signed up, I spoke to someone who actually listened to what I needed. She told me about benefits that were right for me, like vision and dental, all in my budget. I finally feel in control. What are you doing?
Taking control.
Humana, a more human way to healthcare.
I'm an owner.
I am an owner.
I'm an owner. And we're locally owned. Gray Hodges has been serving the Knoxville area with quality craft-made cabinetry for over 7 decades now. Craft-Made manufactures high-quality kitchen and bath cabinets in a wide variety of finishes with modern and traditional styles to choose from. Visit one of our 4 locations and let a Gray Hodges owner show you the perfect craft-made design to fit your needs. Gray Hodges. Employee-owned, service perfect.
Matlock Tire Service and Auto Repair is proud to be celebrating 70 years of serving East Tennessee. That's 70 years of old-school customer service, trustworthy auto repair, and of course, great deals on tires. Each one of our 5 convenient East Tennessee locations feature family-friendly waiting areas, and you can schedule appointments and search for tires right on our website at MatlockTireService.com. Modern convenience, hometown values. For 70 years and counting, Matlock Tire Service and Auto Repair.
When you're 6'4" and 320 pounds like I am, finding a mattress is a challenge. That's why I went to Better Mattress for help. It's not about just selling big store brands. At Better Mattress, it's about making a mattress that fits the person's body type and their personal preferences. Look, after a big football game, this body is tired and sore. I have to have a mattress that helps me rest and rejuvenate. Big O and Better Mattress. Good night, just got better.
Your roof, it's the most important protection against nature for your home or your business. That's why I trust the experts at Exterior Home Solutions.
All right, folks, it's time for the Food City Player Perspective. Joined here with Cade Phillips, JP Estrella, freshman post players. You guys played earlier in the season, the preseason, to start the season before conference play. Got a chance to play against Kansas, Purdue. What were some of the biggest lessons you guys learned from those experiences playing in those games?
Man, the guys that have been good for a while, they're consistent. We played guys like Hunter Dickinson, Zach Eady. Those guys come in, night out, and they know what they do. They know what's expected of them. 20 and 10 is no easy task, but those guys go in, and that's what they expect to do, and they work to do that.
What about you, JP? What did you learn during those games playing?
Just how good those guys are. I mean, All-Americans. We got to play back-to-back All-American big men, and, it was just a great experience. Just going up against those guys, you just learn so much. See how they get to certain spots on the floor, which is what Coach Barnes talks about all the time, and seeing how, how hard their roles are, even though, like Cade said, they go out there and still get 20 and 10, but it's just an awesome thing just to play against those dudes.
As a freshman, you try to be a sponge and learn, listen more than you talk. What's been what you guys think has been the best advice that you've been given by some of the older players?
To just play hard, to just enjoy it and play hard. Basketball is a fun sport. It's a sport that we've played since we've been just little kids, man, just out hooping in the backyard. It's a fun sport, and so that's why you need to play hard every day. Even in practice, you got to go out and earn it. So just to play consistently hard and just enjoy the game has been the best advice.
During your recruitment, I'm sure you guys were sold on a bunch of things. stadium, the arena, the crowd. Did Saturday live up to that?
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, it's the first SEC game we've been able to experience here. You know, we've had some big games here. You know, Illinois, some other ones. You know, but that just showed you how different it really is once SEC gets around, and you know the Knoxville fan base is second to none.
You guys have been able to see Jonas Adu kind of transform. You guys watched him last year. You guys are being recruited by Tennessee. This year, you worked with him during the offseason. What's been the biggest thing that you have noticed with Jonas? I mean, he's coming out, you know, getting buckets, blocking shots, rebound. He's playing tremendous basketball right now. What have you guys picked up from him?
Honestly, just his defensive ability, how well he blocks shots. You know, when we first got here, I remember just trying to do, you know, same old high school moves, and he's just out here swatting everything. And I was like, man, this is something I got to learn, you know, and just being around him. He's an awesome guy, funny. And then on the court, he just turns into an animal, blocking shots, like I said. Now, just an absolute monster, you know, out there getting 20-plus points almost every night. It's just awesome just to learn from him on and off the court.
Well, when you guys were coming up and you're balling, going to AAU, and you know, you're watching the NBA, who were some guys maybe you had on your wall, posters you had on your wall, maybe some guys you're trying to pattern your game after?
Man, I don't know. I was always a Kevin Durant fan. I love the way Kevin Durant played. I love, you know, just how he embraced basketball. He just loved basketball, and you could tell. You could tell. I mean, people gave him hate for the Golden State move, but man, I was a fan wherever he went.
What about you, JP? Who's the guy you try to pattern your game after?
I love to watch like Giannis and Lauri Markkanen, but I feel like in high school and AAU, I like to play more like Lauri. He could do a little bit of everything, which I really enjoy. He shot the ball really well, played defense. Got to the rim, and just did the little things, which I loved. And you know, he played for the Utah Jazz. He had a great fan base around him as well. And just seeing how well he played, I just wanted to translate my game after him.
What is it like playing for Rick Barnes as a freshman? Because I mean, he gets on the older guys, but freshman, he really gets on to you, and it's a learning experience. It's new for you guys because you came from places where you were the guy or played with a couple other guys, but you were still the top player. What's been the biggest adjustment being coached by Rick Barnes?
Man, honestly, what adjustments aren't there? Like, I mean, just the speed we play at, the precision, like the attention to details that he gives every day, and the expectation of almost perfection that he expects. But it just goes to show like how hard he coaches us, how much he believes in us. And that's just, at the end of the day, what you have to look at. It's like, listen, if he's coaching me this hard, he sees something in me that I don't see in myself. And so that the biggest adjustment has really just been, you know, just the attention to details over and over and over again throughout a day.
Well, guys, we've seen Rick Barnes recruit the big man extremely well, develop them. Look at Jonas Adu right now. And these two guys, they're up next. They're up next.
They got next.
They got next. They got next. Hey, guys, I just like to know, you got Mississippi State and Georgia coming up. Georgia has won 9 straight games, and Mississippi State has had a really good non-conference so far. How's practice going to be this week preparing for those two teams?
Well, I think it's going to be very exciting. You know, yeah, like you said, 2 great games coming up, 2 more SEC games, and both away. So, you know, we're going to be going out there, going to away games, and, you know, we're just super pumped to be in that away atmosphere. You know, we're going to prepare extremely well for these games, scout everything we need to do, and then, like I said, just get there, have fun in that amazing atmosphere, and just ball out.
Sounds good. Guys, thanks for coming in studio. We'll wrap up the show coming up. When we come back, we'll talk about what's ahead here in the locker room.
The Volunteer Club Locker Room is brought to you by the Volunteer Club. Real Vol fans are members of the Volunteer Club. Matlock Tire, Gray Hodges, Humana, D1 Training, and Aqua Clear Water Systems.
At Glass Doctor, our trained specialists are experts at fixing foggy and cracked glass.
Looks great.
You're all set. What we can't fix is your view.
Call the Glass Doctor, we'll fix your pains. Oh, yeah.
I'm Dr. Mike Costa, Malone & Costa Dentistry. You can find us at KnoxvilleSmiles.com. I'm standing here in front of a dental robot. We're one of 2 dentists in the state of Tennessee that utilize this cutting-edge technology. Do you have a broken tooth, a tooth that's in pain, or a denture that doesn't fit well? Maybe you're a little anxious? You can come in and we offer comprehensive sedation services and utilize this awesome technology to give you precise, accurate care. If you think this technology can help you, visit our website at KnoxvilleSmiles.com. I look forward to helping you.
Knoxville is my home. I was born and raised here, and I was blessed to raise my family here. This community is one that I'm proud to live in and serve every day. At Ted Russell Ford for over 50 years, we've been Knoxville's hometown dealer. Helping our friends and neighbors own their first car or their dream car or truck has been our absolute pleasure. At Ted Russell Ford Lincoln, we will continue to serve our community because East Tennessee, you've always supported us. Thank you.
Visit us at one of our 2 locations on Parkside Drive or Kingston Pike, or online at tedrussellford.net.
Community banking is about location and much more. It's about family. We reside in your community. We are a part of your community. At Commercial Bank, our commitment extends beyond the walls of our branches. It's displayed each day in the opportunities we provide, the money we give back, and the time we commit, all to help improve the lives of the people, families, and businesses that make our communities great. Commercial Bank, life made better.
I was the star around here until Glass Doctor installed this perfect shower enclosure. Now they look at me like, well, there you go.
Call the Glass Doctor, we'll fix your pains. Oh, yeah.
All right, so who was it that was the Humana Inside the Orange Player of the Week? It had to be this cat. Big Jonas Adu inside, Jason.
His improvement is undeniable. Shooting the ball, rebounding, blocking shots. He's awesome.
Hey, I just like the way that he's a right-hand player, Jason, and he's shooting left-hand shots. Is he ambidextrous or what? I mean, this is unbelievable. I was really impressed with what he did against Ole Miss yesterday.
Big word for you. That's a real big word for you. Busy week coming up for Tennessee, Mississippi State, and Georgia.
2 great coaches they're going after. I mean, they're competing against. I know those guys. I've competed against them. Chris Jans at Mississippi State is a great coach. Their team's going to come out and they're going to run their stuff and they're going to get after you defensively. And Mike White, former coach at Florida, now is at Georgia. He's going to have his kids ready to play.
10 seconds to go, Jason. We'll get you more time next week. It's like Austin Price is back with us. Here we go. Vols 2 games this week. We'll see you next week on the Volunteer Club Locker Room, powered by Spyre Sports.
Lopes gets in the corner. Ziegler, head fake, pulls back, fires a 3 and hits. Money! Connect. Goes one-on-one against Flanagan. Drops it off to James, reverses, goes to the basket. Sharp fakes against Flanagan, spins, fall away, can't get it off. Gives to Ziegler. Got to connect, he'll fire a 3 and hits. Money! Ziegler working on Murray. Drives, goes in with the left hand, scores, and he's fouled. Brings it back out. Now he fires it right side to James. James drives with the left hand, free throw line. Pull up 10-footer, good. Meshack pushes it up, free throw line. Down the lane, a floater is good by Meshack. In the lane, kicks it off. Vescovy from the corner. His 3 is way short. Rebound, Meshack puts it up and in. Top of the key, give and go, a walk.